Welcome to the best thing since the best thing since sliced bread, and welcome to PTV. I am your host with the most British like a roast, the P to the Y to the R to the O, representing PyDay Night SmackDown. He is my co-host from the West Coast, representing Johnny Night Raw. Say hello, Johnny.
Hey, what's going on?
So, here we are, WWE 2K24's GM mode. We are in our third episode. We've just had our first pay-per-view PLE cycle.
Yeah.
And some stuff happened.
Things sort of happened, and not in the way that I would have hoped. Learning things as we continue to play this game.
You want to
One
talk
very
about
important thing is, if you hire somebody, you can fire somebody. Probably should have thought about that.
Yep, you are a general manager with the power to hire and fire.
And to remember next time, also important to maybe also, when you're searching for people, search specifically for what type of person they are, because that might help.
Those things do definitely help.
They do.
So Johnny's first PLE, not so much. So
not so much.
So not this week, because this week's all TV week. But next week we'll take another swing at Johnny's first PLE. We'll call that like take two.
Yes. But, the reckoning.
Yes. Johnny's first PLE, take two, Electric Boogaloo.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, there are lessons to be learned, Johnny. It's a learning curve.
Indeed,
it's a learning experience. You stole my fans.
I tried.
Cost you some money. And
that's how it worked.
Cost me some money. In fact,
you're gonna have a tough week this week.
Papa H has got a rather stern look on his face with some emails that I should probably read. You diddled me. No Solo, no Dominic, no Cora Jade. Thanks,
no
Johnny.
Cora.
As
and
you were.
Things cost more money.
Oh, Kevin Owens is upset with me.
Kevin's got a problem. Yeah.
As you were. Carry on.
So that's what we've been doing. You know, we're trying these things out. It's very interesting. Like, there's a bit of a experience gap here, and if I have cards to handicap Pyro, I'm gonna use them a little bit because it's gonna hopefully keep me alive as we keep going. Although, to be fair, looking at the rankings, Pyro has come out on top. He took the lead on fans, but we are pretty close budgetarily. So we I think we also are pretty close roster size wise too, for the most part.
I believe
currently.
So. But you did manage to pip ahead for 1 week, so you've had a taste of the number one spot.
It was there. It was there for a second. Yeah, we'll have to see how it all continues to shake out.
Hell to the motherfucking yeah, that'll do. Oh, that's right. You diddled me, and I can't use Solo or Dirty Dom or Cora Jade. And things are going to cost more money. You're such a good friend. We're on the road to SummerSlam. Let's book 3 weeks of TV, starting with a week of TV. Papa H has things that he wants me to do. Remind the people while we're here and what we're doing and what happened last week.
Yeah. When a share play gets sent, we are here.
Oh, that is something I'm totally doing. Carry
on. To play some WWE 2K24. The premise here is Pyro, the lifelong wrestling fan, and me, the been a wrestling fan for about the length of a cup of coffee, are doing a little bit of a competition to see who can put together a better show for WWE 2K24. Pyro is the general manager of Smacketh the Down, and I am on Raw. So right now, as Pyro is going through his characters and setting up his matches for this week's show after he's been enfeebled by my chicanery, give you a brief recap. Last week, we had a show that kind of went a little off the rails for old Monday Night Raw.
Johnny Night Raw. It was
supposed to be our first PLE, and we were gonna try to do something a little special, but things got a little messy.
They did.
Financially and confusing wise, and some features that I didn't really know about, which I will be remedying very shortly. we will see how that all sort of shakes out. But
Yeah.
for the time being,
Bitch.
as Pyro, like I said, continues to, and I'm
Everything's
trying
good.
not to
Everything's
look
grand. Everything's
at the
great.
screen while he sets things up because we want to
Nothing's a
make it a
problem.
little fair. Not trying to like, follow with what he does, just with my roster, and trying to make sure that we set things up right. But this is our first after PLE show, so
Yeah. What did you learn
this will
last
be
week,
kind of
Johnny?
an this will be kind of an interesting. I learned several things,
Uh
mostly
huh.
about if you have contracts that you sign, you can just unsign them.
Mm.
Um,
And the budgeting.
and yeah, some budgetary concerns and some things like that. So we're gonna see how this kind of continues to shake out. Um, building these shows and these promos and
Mm.
these matches.
And
But
this week you are
yeah,
going to do those things. You are going to build these shows, and you are going to
it's
fill
gonna
out
be
your
yeah,
credit, your match cards.
this is gonna be quite the hopefully the comeback for that.
Because did Papa
Um,
Triple H throw his controller and have a huff when Charlotte got injured, or did he turn Bailey babyface and have a win the Rumble? Damn it! You pivot.
that's right. You gotta pivot. Learn
You
the
got to pivot.
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 You gotta pivot.
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 Uh, you've diddled me good and proper. So I'm that's it.
Oh,
That's
good.
my week.
Good.
That's it. That's what I've got.
I hope it affects you.
It
Oh
will
no.
deeply. Emotional damage has been
Okay.
done.
Oh,
Read your
Bobby.
emails whilst I talk about what's been
Emails
happening
time.
in the Indies. Oh, actually, what's Bobby got to say for himself?
I think you should put me in a match with R-Truth.
Uh huh.
Okay.
Uh,
um, sounds like a plan.
yeah.
Um,
What's Beige want?
what's Beige want? Look, Priest has been handing me nothing but losses. Oh, is there somebody else on the roster?
Yeah, let me fight someone
Yeah,
else.
sure.
All right.
I'll
Well,
see if I
whilst you
can't make
work
that
out
happen.
what you're gonna do for Raw, let me
Ooh,
tell
select a shake-up. Let me see.
you and the world listening to the sound of my voice what's been happening in the Indies. So right now they're doing a tournament to crown the first ever women's TV champion because it's only been 4-5 years that they've had a women's champion at all in Ring of Honor. So now they're adding a secondary like mid card women's belt. And this entire tournament's been pretty much built by around two people who both, to no one's shock, advanced in the tournament this week. One of those people was Billy Starks. She's an up-and-coming 19-year-old who's been taken under the wing of the current Ring of Honor Women's Champion, the undefeated Athena. And the other person that the Women's Championship's been built around is Queen Athena from Africa. And she's really good. Now, either of those could win the tournament, but I feel like it's been set up for Billy Starks to win, because that's like a good field card moment. But we'll find out. Those finals will come at Supercard of Honor, which interestingly will be going head to head with WrestleMania Week's Go Home SmackDown next week. So that's Eddie Kingston. He'll be defending his Ring of Honor World Title, which is no longer a triple belt. He's going to be defending it against Mark Briscoe. And Athena, who's been unbeaten, be defending her Women's World Championship against Hikaru Shida, who, if you go even India than the indiness of Ring of Honor, was the last person to beat Athena before they both signed to AEW/Ring of Honor. Over at TNA, we're looking to establish a new contender for Mustafa Ali's X Division title at Rebellion. So Chris Bay from the Bullet Club took on Alan Angels, Jason Hotch, a returning Kevin Knight, Jake Summink, and the young 19-year-old up-and-comer from Liverpool, England, Leon Slater. They had a classic X Division, like backwards and forwards, high octane, mad moves everywhere match. And Jake Summink came out on top of that, proving once again that the X Division isn't about weight limits, it's about no limits. The Time Splitters put on a tag team classic in their match against the UK's grizzled young veterans. The French-Canadian Frankenstein PCO took on clown-murdering Crazy Steve. Steve retained after Big Khan interfered, and he's going to have a program with PCO going into Rebellion. Nick Nemeth, who I was impressed and surprised that you knew who he was. He called out Moose, and so he's going to get his first shot at the TNA World Heavyweight Championship at Rebellion. And that's quite a prototypical TNA move. That they'll sign a guy from WWE and slap him into the world title picture because he's got like draw power and name recognition. Jordynne Grace defended her women's title against Tasha Steelz. She retained in a solid showing, and it was a good old solid match. Last week's SmackDown, because Rey Mysterio took on Santos Escobar, and Santos won after interference from Dirty Dom, which looks like we're going to set up a rerun of father versus son at WrestleMania, which could be cool. Hopefully, maybe they'll do like mask versus hair this time, because Dom's been growing that mullet out, yo. Bianca Belair doesn't want to help Naomi.
The more evil he gets, right?
Right? It's the source of his power. Bianca Belair doesn't want to help Naomi, help Bayley, because she thinks that Bayley's getting what she deserves, but then she did help Naomi, help Bayley, so... I think this is the first time you got to see the OC in action, as they took on A-Town Down Under. Io Sky took on Naomi, Io won, Damage Control did all of the interferes, and then Bianca Belair didn't do her wrestling maths. And everyone was chanting Bayley, 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 but Bayley couldn't help because they beat the pants off of Bayley before the match. Jade will be making her debut tonight on this week's SmackDown, which is cool. Oh, and LA Knight did a home invasion and the cameraman got murdered.
Oh yeah, the cameraman got turned into dust.
He got fucking...
That was the best part.
Thanos snapped out of fucking reality.
He really did.
And that is pretty much what happened on last week's SmackDown.
Alright, I am booked.
Alright, cool. Okay, so SmackDown's just a show that exists that's full of jabronis, because you diddled me, and you diddled me good.
So many jabronis.
Yep. Welcome, jabronis, who are here definitely to exist and develop, and not just to fill spaces since I got diddled.
Right.
Mummy's taken on Tamina because reasons, because she can't do the things she was meant to do, because she ain't available. Oh no, she is in a rivalry with Tamina. Never mind, shut my mouth. It's a level 2. Captain Grog and Kevin Owens. Yeah, Captain Grog, he's here to take a stunner and piss off again.
Yeah, he really
is. Look at that. He got stunned into oblivion. Bye. Trixie Gambit.
Into obscurity.
Trixie Gambit's gonna to fight Fallon Henley. She's not even the right type of Pokemon. She's just red. That's the best I can get. It's alright. It's in the mid card. Doesn't need to be good. Yeah. Fallon Henley wins. It was dull.
It was dull.
Tiffany time. Tiffany's rivalry goes up to level 4 because Tiffany's great. She's my star tomorrow. And for shits and giggles, because they were actually Pokemon that matched up, I wanted to see Akira Tozawa take on the Tribal Chief. So that's what's happening in my main event. Let's fucking go. Oh, to no one's shock, Roman Reigns won and is now in a rivalry with Tozawa. It's good. Oh, he's going to do his disgusting little dance all the way to the Universal title. You don't know.
You nasty.
Nasty boy. Tell me what happens on Raw.
So I'm accommodating Bobby. He wants to beat up R-Truth. Luckily, R-Truth's morale's been improved, so hopefully this'll go. But I wanted to start out strong, so we got us a nice little title match with Falls Count Anywhere. And
Falls Count Anywhere. Very nice, very nice.
The title leader.
R-Truth
takes the title. It's a classic match.
That's more stars than all of SmackDown earned.
So good. I'm so happy. We got a little promo call out here just to see see if we got. Oh, it was okay. It didn't really give me the rivalry I was hoping for. That's okay. Big E wanted to fight anybody other than Priest. I released AJ Styles. I had to, and I traded him for JD McBubblehead. Yeah. So we're gonna see how this goes. But Big E gets to fight somebody who's not Damien. And
I mean, the Pokemons don't match up, but the red and greens do. But it's mediocre. It's whatever.
That's a bummer.
Mid card. Okay. It's fine.
Yeah, another mid card, just continuing this because I can never let this go, and I love seeing it every time. The brothers brawl.
Nice jacket.
Here we go.
Fuck me, 100 stamina on Jey Uso. How has Jey Uso got 100 stamina?
He has been. He's been doing promos too much.
Right. Okay, fair enough. That'll be what it is.
wanted to throw in a little promo charity there to get some more fans. Did a good job, Tyler. Thanks, buddy. And then
Big strong
finally, the
boy.
thing I wanted to do at my PLE,
Uh-huh.
which was a tag team match, but it took up so many slots.
Yeah.
Now I have it. Charlotte wanted to work with Becky. Asuka, Bailey. Honestly, it's a matter of convenience. I'm not just trying to emulate things that happened on the television show that I've been watching, but it's been working out that way a little bit. Except for Jimmy and Jay, that I want to see all the time.
Except in your universe, Charlotte's not injured.
Exactly. And they take the title with a great match to end with. I think that gives me a good drama curve.
Oh, I think that might. Oh, well, I got good booking at least, somehow.
Yeah,
and
somehow.
You also got good booking. Look at me with my 2-2-1-3. Do I have rivalries?
Somehow.
I don't care. Do you have rivalries? Sure you do.
I got that Uso one.
Got that
so did the rivalries reset because it was after PLE?
They reset, not always after a PLE. They only reset after a PLE if you resolve them at a PLE.
Oh, okay. Is that maybe what I had done? Okay.
So if you can roll through more than one PLE cycle, and if you roll too long, you risk the rivalry becoming stale and the fans turning.
Understood.
So ideally, you want to look to resolve as many, if not all, of your rivalries at a PLE as possible.
Right.
Despite being the SmackDown's land of the nobody jabronis, I somehow gained 30,000 fans. They seem to be intrigued in Captain
and
Grog.
71K money.
And money was made. And what did Raw do? You got significantly more fans, but less money. And it should be noted that Becky Lynch and Charlotte work very well together, because that's yellow note. That's our first yellow note.
Oh, so the fans are digging that.
The fans are digging that. I forgot to look at what my social media said, but meh.
We can go back.
Actually, I want to go back and look. Does anyone give a shit about Captain Grog? Does Captain Grog get to keep his job? If I see the words Captain Grog in this line, he might get to keep his job. If not, we might find out what happens on a fucking ambulance match. No one gives a fuck about Captain Grog. Right, sick. Raw's social media. We got our first yellow note. AJ Styles, he's gone. That took me by surprise. AJ Styles, I'm sad to be leaving Raw.
Yeah, my bad. What went wrong? I wasn't part of their plan. You were not part of our plan. Sorry, buddy.
How could you do Angry Uncle Alan wrong?
You know what? Maybe this is what turns him into a heel.
I think it's what might turn him into a future SmackDown superstar.
There you go.
If I can find him. Fucking talent scouts. Love tonight's Raw. Looking forward to the next week. I could have spent money, but I didn't want to. All right, so nothing super strong. Raw started great, ended strong. I liked it. Thanks, great input there, Ms. Manager 98. Well, you got an XP boost for someone, and I got to keep my job for another week. I'm still in number one though. By 27,000
though.
Yeah, but I'm 27k ahead, so that's a bit of a gap that I can live with and play with. All right, Johnny, tell me some thoughts you have on wrestling, stuff you like, stuff you haven't liked, dream matches you'd like to see whilst I work out SmackDown and whatnot. And
well, I'll tell you what, because you were kind of going through it. Obviously, you know, as you reminded me, the cameraman getting turned into dust during LA Knight and AJ Styles promo was maybe my favorite part of SmackDown. But thinking about Raw, that is easily, I think, maybe the best Raw I've ever seen.
Papa H doesn't like Captain Grog.
Yeah, well, you're gonna accommodate him real soon.
Yeah.
I think that.
Whoops. I made Kevin Owens upset, and he's really upset.
Oh, you did! You pulled a Johnny!
I did.
All right.
And Cody wants to make an appearance. Sorry, you were saying. Make sure that you leave popular available giants in the match. I can do that.
And you mentioned that it's WrestleMania season, so the shows get better.
They do.
That one was really good tip to tail, though. Like, everything about that was, like, working for me. Even the, God, why can't I remember her name right now? Candice LeRae, wasn't
Candice
Candice
LeRae,
LeRae?
she's all mean and nasty to people now.
Yeah, like even that was working out really well for me. But obviously the big 8-minute fucking brutal beat down of Cody. Ricochet's match was great. I like obviously anytime we have R-Truth, so R-Truth got to be there and he was on commentary. Everything about the show is like it was firing on all cylinders for me. It was a really good episode.
Yeah.
So, knowing as you say, moving into WrestleMania, the quality is definitely getting better and better, and I continue to be impressed with seeing the change in the quality of camera work that we've been seeing in WWE. Like it's getting really like they had like what was it, like a 3-minute uninterrupted shot. I think it was with Ricochet, if I remember correctly. Or no,
Ricochet had some great moments this week on.
It was a
Raw.
good episode. Like just oh man, so good. So I look forward to seeing SmackDown kind of live up to my expectations now for tomorrow night's episode or tonight's episode, depending upon when you're watching this. Tonight's episode, yes.
To date the episode, unless you're watching after the fact, then
we know these things aren't done in the past or the future. I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, that's one thing that I think has been really really cool, and looking forward to seeing how that shapes up for sure. Dream matches I'm already getting. I get to see Jimmy and Jay. I'm super excited for that at WrestleMania. More excited maybe for that than I am for any of the main event stuff.
Interesting.
I think like I said before, I think I said this last week. Like I think Jey Uso's the first superstar that I was like, oh, that guy's cool. I'm interested in what's going on there.
Yeah, sure.
Whereas I like many other, superstars and wrestlers. Yeah. For some reason, like, Jay was the first one I was like, that's dope. I want to see what that's all about. So, yeah. That's kind of what I've been looking forward to. Obviously, again, this is my very first WrestleMania in the 40-plus year-ish history. 40 whatever.
40 years of WrestleMania.
Is it 40
WrestleMania?
years?
Well, 39 years, but it's the 40th WrestleMania.
Yeah.
WrestleMania is as old as I am.
40 years of WrestleMania. But yeah, this will be my very first one, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good time for sure.
And when we get to next week,
make sure I get plenty of Slim Jims.
Getting into the go home shows.
Yeah. Gonna be exciting. We're nearly there. The Wrestleith Manias, and I also love, because you get the algorithm going, and now the YouTube is telling me about all the superstars that are showing up on late night television and doing their promo work, and like, I'm like, oh, this is exciting.
It is exciting. All right, read your emails, bro.
I got emails. Charlotte, I told you back, and I really want to see you. Thanks for. Oh, it's just a thank you email.
She's happy. She's a happy queen. And what's Big Strong Boy want?
So I'm gonna make some. Oh, can I get 2 weeks off? 2 weeks, Tyler. 2 weeks. I'll give you one.
Right. Well, you get into that. Let's talk about Raw. Well, Raw, those things line up. The Brock whispered at Cody. Ricochet had a fight with Bobblehead McDonut that had some awesome high flying moves in it. It's kind of awesome high flying moves that make you pop, that make me think you might enjoy glimpsing and peeking at AEW a little more often. And we'll get into that in a minute. CM Punk had things to say. He hinted at being a ref. He hinted at being a commentator. Drew McIntyre interfered and was like, "Why don't you do that and don't look up my kill because I've got long COVID?" And then he was like, I'll be a commentator. And I reckon he'll probably end up doing both. He'll be on commentary, so he gets an entrance. And then there'll be a ref bump. And the ref will get knocked down. And CM Punk will conveniently have a referee shirt under his Best in the World shirt that's under a suit jacket. CM Punk, has a habit of telling stories with his shoes. And he had the black and white Nikes and black and white referee shirt, and as you pointed out, it's also a lack of colour. But maybe he'll bring some colour commentary to the match.
Bringing some color commentary.
But he'll make a good analyst. Although it's interesting to see who will be on commentary during that match, because he's got a bit of a on-again, off-again, love-hate relationship with Corey as well. So Ivy, Niall versus Candice was a match that happened that Candice won via cheating, and you were saying when we were watching it felt a little awkward. But I think we're either setting up a split of the way between between Candice and Indy, or we're going to slowly put that influence on Indy and slowly see her turn heel as well. So that'll go one or two ways. We saw people talking backstage in the background, because you got to pay attention to
Yeah, we did.
Number one, and Simon Miller, he didn't pick up on this. He wasn't, his eyes weren't sharp. His head be bold, but his eyes not sharp, because our favourite wise man, Paul Heyman, was having words with Drew McIntyre. And then later, in another segment, you could see in the background Dominic having secret little chatty chats with Andrade. So it'll be intriguing to see if that comes into play over WrestleMania season or after WrestleMania season. Will Andrade be welcomed into the fold of Judgment Day, and will Judgment Day grow even larger? Or will Andrade make a power play and peel Dominic away to start building his own faction in the WWA? Maybe we get a Los Ingobernables of WWE, Los Ingobernables del Mundo. DIY versus a New Day happened, and then it didn't, because Judgment Day just went, nah, brah! And beat the shit out of everybody. And R-Truth was just like, I'm just going to watch this happen. I'm going to watch this happen, and then when they turn their attention on me, please don't go to advert break, please go to advert break, which was very amusing. Mummy came out, cut a really nice promo, had a really good back and forth with Becky until Dom got involved and got knocked the fuck out by Becky. Jey Uso beat Nakamura, and then shit went to fucking chaos. Shit went to absolute chaos. Everyone's fighting everywhere. The Rock's beating Cody up and took him out in the rain and beaten, bloodied, and whooped him with a belt. And I'm not sure what The Rock says more now, whether he says The Rock or Mama Rhodes. Those are like the two most used words of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Because he'd be saying Mama Rhodes a lot. And he bloodied up Cody, and he got his blood on the belt. And he's like, now I'm going to get Mama Rhodes tears on this belt. And that shit was deep. A lot of people are like, oh, this is it. This is like the return of the Attitude Era. We can kind of slowly boil it for a year, and then when Raw goes to Netflix next year, all bets are off, and we can do what the fuck we want. New Attitude Era. Blah, 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 blah. Everyone wants a new Attitude Era, but you're watching it through rose-tinted glasses, people. Go back and watch that shit. Some of it is still fucking awesome, but not all of it holds up. We don't need another Katie Vick story. We don't need more date rape marriages.
No, we really don't.
Cherry pick some good stuff, but we don't need crucifixions, and we don't need policemen being hung from hating a crate. But that was Rawa on AEW this week. AEW, like, this is the thing I love about fucking WrestleMania season, right? It ain't just Raw and SmackDown. Every motherfucker steps up WrestleMania season. AEW this week, they're like, no, casual, no biggie, whatever. We'll just open our show with Will Ospreay versus fucking Shibata. And, like, words, Johnny, do not do justice how good these two are. And this match was an excellent example of the exceptional skills these two men have. And Ospreay came out on top, and he was the victor. But, like, whether it's Johnny, whether it's anyone who's listening, right, if you've got 20 minutes spare this week, go. You don't have to watch all the Dynamite, but it was fucking good. But watch that match. Watch Will Ospreay versus Shibata. Thank me later. Give that match your time. And then that was immediately followed up by the Young Bucks versus Private Party. The Young Bucks are having the time of their careers at the moment with this new super heel gimmick that they've got going on. They've basically become an amalgamation of if you took 2003 Triple H and Vince McMahon and put them in a blender with like all of the super kicks. That's what's going on with the Young Bucks right now. And they've also got this whole good cop, bad cop, but they're both absolute douchebags thing going on, where like Nick just pars off at someone. It just doesn't give a fucking match. Like, excuse my brother, he's got a bit of a temper, and then he's just a dick as well anyway. Yeah, the Young Bucks at the moment having the time of their career. So is Kazuchika Okada. The Young Bucks won. The match itself, fantastic. The end and the finish, little bit awkward. I don't like to use the word botch, but it was clear that they're trying to do a new take on the tag team finisher, and they haven't quite ironed out the creases, so it didn't quite execute as well as they would have liked it to. The former Sasha Banks, the fourth horsewoman, is now the CEO. She was on commentary this week, and she watched the Fatal 4-Way #1 contenders match for the TBS Women's Championship. That was between Willow Nightingale, Sky Blue and her fine-ass booty, Anna Jay, and Chris Statlander. Willow Nightingale won that. Julia Hart came down, did some spooky shit, and attacked everyone afterwards. The CEO kind of looked on. I think, if I had to make a guess, we'll see Willow take that title at Dynasty and then basically be a transitional champ to drop it to the CEO at Double or Nothing in May. Because the story going back is CEO Mercedes Moné was the IWGP Strong Women's Champion, but had to drop her championship impromptuly, is that a word? Basically, she had to drop it on a dime because she suffered an injury during the match. So she made the best decision for the title of the match in her career to like just change the finish of the match and put the title on Willow. And now they're feeding that into the story of, oh, you know, you beat me for the title, but I blah, 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 never got a rematch, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm going to look to get gold from you in this new company we're in. Timeless Tony Storm.
That took longer for me than I wanted it to, but thank you.
That's all right. Timeless Tony Storm continues to be timeless. The Best Friends beat the Kingdom, and Swerve beat Takeshita to become the #1 contender to face Samoa Joe at Dynasty.
Ooh.
That is as much time as that took, and now we're at SmackDown. I have got a triple threat women's title match between Mummy, Fallon Henley, and Kura Jade. And that is going to go 1, 2, 3, and Fallon Henley is your new women's champion, keeping the belt in the rivalry with Cora Jade, and that goes up to a level 4 ready for the PLE. Solo's got stuff to say. Maybe he's going to sing the American anthem. Whatever he did, it made him 2 points more popular. Captain Grog, he's going to have himself a fight with Akira Tozawa. Yeah, I've kept him for now. Because people have stamina that needs manager. Yeah, there's a bit of a special run-in coming from a tribal chief. Will he help Captain Grog win and become a champion in the future? Nah, Tozawa won anyway.
But you still need your rivalry game.
I do, because it feeds into Roman Reigns. It might be disappointing, but Captain Grog, you're just there to fill space, brother. The rivalry grows between Tamina and Mummy. Decided to give Cody, he wanted a match in his hometown, so I gave him Dirty Dom.
I can see that working out really well. Oh, well, no, my God.
He lost to Dirty Dom in his hometown. Whoopsie. Alexa Bliss, maybe 14 grand. Thank you, little Miss Bliss. Nice. And in our main event, I've got a triple threat TLC match for the IC title. Big Boy Briggs defending against Nax and KO. How does it go? And new IC champion in a 4.5-star classic that grows some rivalry. Nice. Kevin Owens is your new IC champ, bringing the belt into that rivalry. Sorry, Briggs. Better luck next time.
Ron's a little bit of a... trying to switch some things up, putting some people on the bench to give them some stamina time.
Sure, you got to manage that stam.
And also managing some monies. So this Raw, things went a little bit differently, but we started off with a little tables match between Big E and JD. And we will see...
Oh, Bobblehead McDonald
JD
wins.
somehow won that.
And
very
now he's in a rivalry
match.
with Beige.
And now he's in a rivalry, yes.
A
Put some
mediocre
advertising.
rivalry.
I can't believe you would lose popularity. There's no reason for R-Truth to ever lose popularity.
Yeah, he's hilarious, but, you know.
Yeah, but he made me a little bit of money there. In our mid card, we went with literally 1 week higher jabronis just to keep this tag team alive
really
and let other tag team members rest up. So it would be really awkward
if they won the belts, but the belts aren't on the line, so never mind.
They are not on the line. No, I was not that bold, right? Katana Chance is joining Raw.
Good for her. Is her other party girlfriend there too?
She's gonna not yet, but she's gonna take on EO.
And EO wins.
Match. And EO's gonna win for a mediocre. Have a bit of a call out to build some rivalry here.
Goes up to a 2. Very nice.
Love it, love it. And finally, in our main event, there's a little bit of infighting going on between these two ladies in an Extreme Rules match.
Papa H might message you about that because you got red on red action in your main event.
I do have red on red, but I am growing a rivalry between red on red here.
Sure,
I don't know if it's gonna work or not.
Not that I want to help you.
No, it's fine. I get it.
Maybe do a role change for one of them and have them turn green.
One of them. I think that might be a good idea.
Maybe Bailey to mirror real life, or ask her to just piss in the wind.
To just do something new.
Oh wait, I didn't look at the things. We've got to look at the things. Stuff, rivalries, no one's injured. Drama curve, good booking. Poor opening for you, so your matches were not in the best order.
No.
Let's get into numbers and comments, shall we? That's what's really important. 50k, nice healthy amount of fans for me. And $53,000 in profit.
Nice.
Did you guys see Roman Reigns jumps us out? Totally uncalled for. What was he thinking? Great to see Cody Rhodes back in Atlanta. The crowd was fired up for him.
Was it though?
Is it just me? But I think the perfect triple threat match has favourites outnumbering the rule breakers. Yes. Kevin Owens gets pie back on Josh Briggs. People seem to be happy with Kevin Owens becoming IC title champion, man. I'm okay with this. More news for Raw that's gold news. Turns out your two jabronis work really well together as a tag team that we'll never see again.
No, we will not. That will not be a thing.
That won't be a thing that will be happening.
No, they were there to be there.
And they were there. There they were. I got a network special, so there.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got a veto champ. Really suck if someone was to play that soon after being diddled real hard. And you get to go to the moon. Okay.
Yeah.
So that gap do be growing.
A little
bit. You got work cut out for you. Let's get into our third week on the road to SummerSlam.
Buffalo.
And I don't know. You're just gonna have to think of interesting stuff to say whilst I read after I read my emails.
Read them emails. See what's going on.
The crowd's been really getting behind me. It's the time we capitalize.
You're just gonna read this. Why? Let people be a part of what's happening here.
I want in the main event. Excuse me. I'm the tribal chief. Acknowledge me. I want to be in the main event. Well, my options. I'm not making promises to either of you. Sorry, Roman. I'm putting KO in the main event. Roman Reigns is right. I acknowledge my tribal chief and I'm putting him in the main event. Or a smart man puts you both in the main event. There we go. That's that problem solved. And Akira Tozawa wants stuff. What does he want? That loser Roman Reigns attacked me during... I want to fight Roman. Wow.
Do you?
Do you? Sure. All right. Triple H wants me to not book my most popular cruiser. I'll work on that, and you say words and stuff.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your favorite WrestleMania.
17.
Because, as I said, this is my first one.
This is your first one.
Not unfortunately, but the reality is this becomes my favorite one because it's my first one.
By default.
By default, exactly. But tell me about 17.
Okay, so 17 is basically the capping off and the essentially the end of the Attitude Era. It ties a
Mm-hmm.
knot on so many storylines that have been building for like 3, 4 years. It is the best showing of several matches that happened at WrestleMania multiple times, but like this was the
Okay.
best time round. It's the best iteration of Rock versus Austin. It
Mm.
is the first and best iteration of Taker versus Triple H. That's right. I said it. It's better than End of an Era. They were old and creaky of an End of an Era. And
It
End of an
wasn't as
Era
good.
was a signature and finisher fest where their creaky knees gave in and then old men wandered away before making us sad 6 months later by bringing fucking HBK out of retirement to do DX versus the Brothers of Destruction in Saudi Arabia because the Prince of Saudi Arabia didn't realize that Yokozuna and the Ultimate Warrior were fucking dead. And breathe.
You're okay. You're
I'm
okay.
good. They
Book your
can't hurt
show.
me anymore. It was a
Book your
bad,
show. They can't
bad
hurt you
show.
anymore. Blood money people can't hurt you anymore. It's
Fucking
okay.
Saudi Arabian bullshit. So yeah, it's the best outing versus Triple H and The Undertaker.
Okay. All right.
Um, other stuff happened. You had the second ever, but best ever TLC triple threat tag match between the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. Those three teams absolutely revolutionized tag team wrestling in the 90s and into the 2000s.
Mm,
Basically made tag team wrestling what it is today. If it's not for those three
sure.
teams, you don't get your Motor City Machine Guns, you don't get your Young Bucks, you don't get your Usos. Like, yeah, that match was so good. And those teams worked together so well and did such great stuff. You had Kane versus Kurt Angle. Yeah, you had other matches. You had the oh no, you didn't have Kane versus Kurt Angle. That was another event. You had Kane versus Big Show versus Raven in the triple threat hardcore title match that saw Raven thrown through a wall. Like you had China making her triumphant return from injury against Ivory, who was like the right to censor, and they were trying to make WWE PG, which ultimately they seemed to win. Um, I don't know
Well,
what I'm
until
gonna do.
now.
Yeah, no,
Which
until
is
now.
interesting to me. Like, I wonder what, like, I'm thinking about that. Like,
Hmm.
I want to know what we're going to be calling this era eventually. Um, I found it super interesting, the way that The Rock is trying, and it's succeeding. I'm not saying trying in a bad way,
Yeah.
but definitely succeeding in bringing back more of an Attitude Era sort of non like the people are saying like it's the end of the PG era for
Hmm.
WWE. Um, and as a product, I think it's fine. Like I think I don't know for sure because I don't know what their metrics are as far as advertising and trying to make a show for a PG audience versus an audience that I think is more or less ready for this new version of the Attitude Era,
Hmm.
especially since they're going to be getting on Netflix soon, where they will not have to worry about standards and practices because they don't have advertisers.
Sure.
So maybe that's what they're setting us up for. Let's be honest. Like,
I think so. I think, like I was saying earlier, they're slowly kind of feeding us in and going to slowly drip feed us back towards a more Attitude Era like presentation.
yeah, I think it'll be really, excuse me, really interesting to get holy shit chants and profanity and all this stuff. I don't want the drugging of women and then marrying them
No,
as
we
a
don't
part
need
of
that.
it, but I do want the holy shit chants to not be muted.
Sure.
I wonder if that's what we're gonna get. I mean, SmackDown's gonna still be the same because it's gonna be on Fox. There's nothing you do. That's literally network
Not
television.
true. It's only on Fox whilst its TV deal runs out in the US. In the UK, apparently SmackDown's also coming to Netflix when that deal begins.
That's not fair.
I mean, it doesn't
That's
make a
not
difference to you
fair.
because
I want SmackDown on it.
I do the doing that allows us to watch the downs of Smack, so
Yeah,
it
but we
works out
could do
great for
it
you
better
either way.
without that. That doesn't matter. We could do it better without if we both had it.
I need to know how you
I
do the
didn't
do.
know that. Oh, Fox has got a
I
whole.
didn't know it until someone brought it to my attention not that long ago.
Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting.
Okay. Oh.
Alright.
Don't
Trying
book the
not to
most popular
see how you
cruiser.
decided to diddle
Don't
me,
book,
even though I know
book
that
my
that's what
most
you just
popular.
did.
I did no such thing. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a fantastic
Lies,
friend.
you son of a bitch!
I would never stoop so low.
No, never.
Oh, okay. All I've got to do is get rid of you. Yep. Sorry, Miss Bliss, but you need to take a break for a week whilst, I don't know, Josh Briggs does some training. Or no, charity. You can't fuck up charity.
Does some things.
Do some stuff. Do some things. Go.
Do a thing, do some stuff. Alright. How's this gonna go wrong? Sold out.
That's just a gentle diddling.
Select an opposing around double the price of their power cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like an antiquing. It's
People
fine.
have
Don't worry about it.
words!
Papa H has things to say to you. What does he
He's
want?
telling me about the high demand. He's telling me about what you did to me.
Yeah,
Alright,
WrestleMania
Asuka.
17 was probably up there. Other WrestleManias that were really good. 31 had some
Does that
great
say...
matches on it.
I'm sorry. What does that say? 111K?
Hey Johnny, my time with Raw is coming to an end this week. You can re-sign
I
me for
can't.
that. Okay, so
The font is really bad.
you have options. If you go to Let's Talk Figures, you can try to lowball her, or yeah, so you can make a lower offer, or you can tell her
The
you're not
problem with
renewing
this
a
right now
contract.
is that, like, I can't. Yeah, thanks, dude. I didn't need that. I can't. I don't. I don't know how much money I have. I can't look at
It
all the
says
other
right there,
things. Oh, there it is.
$105,000 and
There it is.
$326.
Yeah, I get it now. Sorry, I didn't see. I didn't know where that was.
Oh, well, Oscar's leaving you.
Yep.
Big strong boy wants a match with Priest, and you say
Ah,
no.
fuck! I pushed the button.
Damian
Again,
Priest,
this is.
he wants things.
Okay, listen, guys. This is
Other
ridiculous.
WrestleManias that were good.
This
Boy, did
isn't.
I.
This isn't wrestling simulator. It's like herding cats babysitting simulator. Okay.
Well, I mean, the
Fucking
wrestling simulation comes into when we start playing the matches. This is the logistics of
unbelievable.
wrestling simulator. And when we get to SummerSlam next week for WrestleMania week, we will remember to play matches and do stuff and do the do. And we won't be distracted. Everything will be grand. But good WrestleManias. WrestleMania 31 was forever remembered as the WrestleMania where Seth Rollins pulled the heist of the century. He became the only man to cash in a Money at the Bank at WrestleMania. But yeah, Seth pulled off the heist of the century, and you also have like one of the greatest RKOs at the start of that WrestleMania when you had Randy Orton versus Seth in one of the opening matches. And to talk, if you've seen it, you've seen it. It's probably in the here, now, and there, forever in the clips in the background. But to give you a visual idea, Johnny, whilst you're booking this, you know when Seth goes for a stomp finisher.
Yeah.
Imagine
The curb
that, but
stomp.
then him, like Randy, kind of standing up, launching Seth into the air, and then catching him with an RKO on the way back down. It was a thing of beauty. WrestleMania 18 was a particularly good WrestleMania, the one after the best ever. You had Hogan versus Rock, like the Icon versus Icon match, which probably the best match of Hogan's career, and a match that was planned and initially booked to go one way, but due to fan reactions, they decided to change and improvise on the fly because no one had quite anticipated how popular Hogan would still be. And despite being brought in as part of the NWO and still booked as WWE's version of heel Hogan, Toronto wasn't interested in seeing that, so they put Hogan over as fuck, and they were like, shit, better swivel on a dime and make him the face of the match. WrestleMania 5 might have 4. No, 4 might have been my first ever WrestleMania. I was about 3 years old. That was when Macho Man won the title. And then 5 is the other one in the depths of my memory when you see the Mega Powers implode. And even then, I was behind Macho Man all the way. Hogan do one. WrestleMania 2000 was the first WrestleMania I got access to for free at home because it was on Channel 4 back in the day. But unfortunately, the UK feed got cut off before the main event could finish, so I didn't get to find out how the main event ended until like the next night on Raw, which was a bit of a bummer. But that was the one where you had the Fatal 4-Way main event between The Rock, Mankind, Triple H, and The Big Show with a McMahon in every corner. So The Rock was like seconded by Vince McMahon, Triple H was with Stephanie, Big Show was with Shane, and Linda McMahon managed Mick Foley. I'm just going to pause and restart this recording real quick.
I'm ready to confirm, so do that.
All right.
All right,
Go.
booking it up.
Cool. Confirmed. So yeah, some good WrestleManias over the past, and I'm very much looking forward to this one. But before we can get to that, or our SummerSlam, Shinsuke Nakamura, and I have become error. He's going to knee the crap out of Captain Grog. It's probably not going to go well. I'm probably going to get bad booking, but whatever.
I mean, they got Shinsuke one, right?
It was dull.
It was dull.
Yeah, it was heel versus heel. I forget that Nakamura's a heel in this. Briggs did me some charity. Mami and Tamina, which probably should have opened the card, but whatever. They carry on their rivalry. Yep, that's ready to go for the PLE. Good match. Definitely should have gone on first. Cody did some stuff. Brought me in some fans. Jabroni versus Michin. Their Pokemon types match. They got good stamina. They had a fight. They did a fight. It was mediocre. Tiffy is even better than she was before she started the week because it's Tiffy time. And in my main event, it's the Bloodline versus KO and Tozawa.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wanted to fight him, and he wanted to be in the main event, and he wanted to be in the main event, and so it's like, well, I'm the champion.
You get a main event, and you get a main event.
Everybody gets a main event. Look under your chair. What is it? Main event. The Bloodline wins because
spikes
match. And spears. It was good. That's all I could ask for.
Meanwhile, on Raw,
more
we are going to try to deepen the Oos rivalry.
How is he still 100% stamina? I think I'm calling hacks.
It was good! And look at that level up.
How do I...
From a 2 to a 4. Oh my goodness.
How do I ask Triple H to investigate you for a steroid scandal?
We're building a tag team setup.
Are you?
I am. Oh, share play ended. I can't tell you how the rest of this goes.
Oh, I guess I'll press the buttons and show you how it goes.
No!
They did things. They've got a rivalry now.
No, I can't. What happened to my show?
Oh, Bailey's gonna.
This is the worst
Bailey's
diddle
gonna
card
take a
ever.
chance. Yep, it's my Raw now. Oh, it's mediocre. Oh, don't you miss pressing this stimulating X button? Ring XP for Tyler Bate. Oh, it was weak, mate. He's your US champion. God, he's your US champion. Truth taking on Bobblehead Jones. He's the WWE champion in the mid card.
Oh, what a bummer this is.
Oh, Bobblehead Jones beat your world champion in an alright match. It was okay. Beige. He made you money, but people don't like it because here's why. Because that is right. Beige is a green boy, right? Green boys are generally better at charity. Red people are generally better at advertising.
I did know. I didn't have red people for advertising. That's why.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. And then you book this main event match with those people against those people. Those ones have got belts. Those ones don't. Let's see if that's still the case in a second. Will the horsewomen beat the damage control triad Black Lotus? Nah. Horsewomen keep the belts. You got a rivalry there. It's a level 2. Rawr. Captain Groggy fucked me. I got poor opening. How do you do? Good booking.
I don't know. I can't see.
Oh look! Oh, you can't even see. Oh, that's terrible.
This is bullshit.
You just have to imagine faces.
Shenanigans.
I forgot you can't see. I
lost my feed.
No, I was just like, yeah, now you can still see. You just can't press buttons. Now you can't even see. It's all gone to pot for Johnny. You got good booking. You'll just have to take my word for it. Did you get any rivalries? Yeah, look at all those rivalries. You'll see them with your eyes, Johnny. You'll love them. Numbers are important.
This is the biggest diddle card.
Oh, look at that! I've got some gold news, Johnny. Owens and Tozawa make a really good team. I've got 40,000.
Nope, don't care.
$50,000. Is there anything good in the social media? Tamina Gate caught me on a bad day, says Rhea Ripley. Fight Owens fight. It was really nice to not fight Shinsuke. Good for you. Raw, you. Oh, Johnny, you got 50,000 fans as well. That's the same amount of fans, which means the gap ain't gonna close. You only made $14,000. Where's your money gone?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I can't see.
Well, Colossal Lover loved tonight's Raw. She loved watching all of it and seeing it with her eyes from start to finish. Becky and Charlotte, they did well. The Usos fighting each other is really, really,
You're
really
so
popular.
mad that my Uso is 100% stamina that you won't let me see my own results.
Yeah, that's my new double card. You be blinded. Pyro missed.
I can't see.
Yep, which means you can't see this really cool diddle card that I just got that will be coming up in your future. And you also can't see that you didn't get no cards. And what else can't you see? That I have 1.4 million fans, and you got 1.4 million fans. But then after my 0.4, there's a 5.8, and after your 0.4, there's a 2.8, which means there's a 30,000 fan gap. Money, as it goes, pretty much exactly the same. There is less than 100, just over $100 difference in our budgets.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny's going to take a week to regain his vision, and we'll be back next week with our WrestleMania week special, which we will be booking our go home show and our PLEs. And Johnny's actually going to book his PLE this time, and there'll be fights that you can see with your eyes.
There may be fights.
There will be fights. There'll be at least one fight from each show.
Yeah.
We'll sponsor a wrestler and we'll pick a match and go and punch faces. Until then, is there anything else that you'd like to see mention or plug or see?
Nope. Just make sure that you fucking smash that up thumb for the amount of chicanery coming from Pyro so that I couldn't see my own results.
Yep. I pulled a Dick Dastardly and
unbelievable.
I was just so intimidated by how good a GM you are.
Yeah,
putting your champion in the mid card that I thought I had to blind you. That thumb, sub that bell, and that bendy share button. That's the best button you can press. Because we are really nicely getting through the hundos now, and if we can continue to fill the Forge of 500 and get up to 500 Pyromaniacs, that made me a happy boy. Because we're on the way to PTV 400, yo, and that's coming sooner than you realise, because we're in the 390s already. These are all stories, though, for another day. I will return. When will I return? I think we're back next. I think that's what's next for PTV.
Okay.
Yeah, we will be back this time next week. Same Pyro time, same Pyro channel, and Johnny will be magically cured of his blindness. Until then, I love you all and being able to see. But for right now, Pie's out. So peace out, and this is ironic.
No,
for you,
the
Johnny,
lights are already out.
They're already out.